In 1929, one Italian scientist looked at K2 and saw questions no one could answer. War, politics, and years of failure followed before a single expedition finally challenged the world's most unforgiving mountain.
Hey, glad you're here. Welcome to the Himalayan Journals. Here on this channel, we bring to you real stories from century old field notes. We try to keep it simple and calm here. Think of it as a documented history of the Himalayas from the early 1900s, covering stories of indigenous wisdom, epic expeditions, and groundbreaking science passed on just as they were recorded. Subscribe, zone out, binge.
The idea of an Italian expedition to K2 first came to Professor Ardito Desio in 1929 when he examined the mountain during the Duke of Spoleto's expedition. Scientific questions remained unanswered, and the mountain itself stood unresolved. In 1936, Desio began planning in earnest, though only in 1939 did the Italian Alpine Club support a formal plan. War halted all progress. After 1949, despite financial difficulties, the project revived, and in 1952, the Italian National Olympic Committee funded a reconnaissance in Pakistan. That year, permission was denied because Pakistan had already authorized an American expedition under Dr. C. Houston. Desio reapplied, and in mid-July 1953, permission for a preparatory journey was finally granted. The Karakoram, lying on the same latitude as Gibraltar, was climatically different from Nepal. The monsoon barely reached it, leaving a dry, austere landscape broken only by irrigated oases. K2, at 28,250 feet, rose at the end of the Baltoro Glacier in western Karakoram, reached through Skardu, the last settlement accessible by mechanical transport. In August 1953, Desio traveled to Pakistan, reconnoitered K2 via the Abruzzi Spur, and returned to Italy. Soon after, Pakistan granted permission for the full expedition. The expedition was divided into mountaineering and scientific groups. Funding came from the National Research Council, the National Olympic Committee, and subscriptions from the Italian Alpine Club. Preparations began on the 25th of November, 1953. The climbers underwent medical tests, winter camps, and acclimatization exercises under Piccolo Cervino and Monte Rosa. Equipment was tested extensively, including tents, ropes, radios, oxygen systems, boots, and fuel. By March 1954, more than 13 tons of material were ready for shipment. Desio left Italy on the 13th of April, 1954. The expedition gathered in Karachi, then Rawalpindi, and finally Skardu on the 27th of April. An aerial reconnaissance of K2 on the 30th of April showed snow only above 13,000 feet. 500 Baltis were recruited as porters. The caravan departed between 30 April and 2 May, moving toward Ascole and then the Baltoro. Snowstorms delayed progress, supplies ran short, and desertions began. At Concordia, nearly all porters abandoned their loads. Desio sent urgently for reinforcements. Despite storms and extreme cold, base camp was established at 16,400 feet by 25th May. Fixed ropes, windlasses, and teleferics were installed along the Abruzzi Spur. Camps were equipped step by step. Persistent bad weather slowed progress. On 21st June, Mario Puchoz fell ill at Camp 2 and died of pneumonia. His body was recovered and buried near the Gilkey Memorial. The expedition resumed work shortly after. By early July, Camps 5 and 6 were established. Fixed ropes now ran continuously from Camp 1 upward. An accident occurred on the 6th of July when Florianini fell 800 feet after old ropes failed, though he survived without broken bones. On August 18th, Compagnoni and Ray reached the shoulder, laying 700 yards of fixed rope. On August 28th, Camp 8 was established near 25,492 feet. On August 30th, Compagnoni and Lino Lasadelli established Camp 9 at about 24,000 feet. That night, Bonatti and Mahdi bivouacked in the snow below the camp after being unable to descend safely. On the afternoon of 31st July 1954, Compagnoni and Lasadelli climbed the final slopes. Their oxygen ran out near the top. At 6 p.m., they reached the summit of K2, raised the flags of Italy and Pakistan, and remained for half an hour. The descent was hazardous. Darkness, avalanches, and ice walls threatened their lives. They reached Camp 8 at 11 p.m. On 1st August, the party descended as storms returned. Compagnoni suffered frostbite and a fall of 600 feet, but survived. By August 2nd, all climbers were back at base camp. The mountaineering phase had ended. Scientific work continued across the Karakoram, including surveys of glaciers, valleys, and gravity networks extending to Delhi and Beirut. Thousands of photographs and films were taken, including footage from the summit. The expedition achieved both its scientific and mountaineering aims, building on the efforts of earlier explorers who had opened the Abruzzi Ridge.